Welcome back, worlds. We're here with your favorite four, the anime brothers. Not gonna do like I usually do. Let's start down right here. We're gonna have Quiet Jams, who's never that quiet. Your man, the classy Mr. Dashney.
Hey,
And then Ty Dollar Signs over here making it rain. And me, I'm your humble host. Not that humble. I'm gonna say something. A humble brag a little later on. But anyway, these are the anime brothers. Let's get into it. Annie up.
Annie up. You know what we're gonna do quick confessions today. We're gonna do it Celebrity Crush Edition. You know what? I'm gonna let you guys go first. Who wants it? Who wants it in? Annie up. Get it, Ty.
All right, Celebrity Crush. This might be a little old, but Jessica Alba.
A little.
Oh, you took mine.
I don't need to go there, but that's where we're here. So there we go. So it's settled then. Jessica Alba, let's go.
Ever since Dark Angel,
times three?
Jessica Alba.
Yeah. Even before then, we're Flipper, Jessica Alba, like that's number one.
Real spit. I would say Sofia Vergara or Viagra, however you say her last
It's
name.
not Viagra. It's not Viagra.
Vergara.
Vergara. Sofia Vergara.
Modern Family.
Modern Family.
Thank you. Yep, that's right.
But before Modern Family was Soul Train. But have you listened to her talk? I can't stand the way she sounds. So it's back to Jessica Alba.
Is sexy.
That accent is not sexy. That accent is it's like when Shakira sings. Like Shakira's fine, but like Shakira sings in Spanish, it's fire. When Shakira sings in English, it's like forever. I can't rock with that. So Jessica Alba, that's that one.
A lot. Yeah. Anime brothers would like to know those views are solely expressed by Chris and Chris alone. Anime brothers do not hold those views. Do not hold that against the group. That is solely Chris. You want to get at him in the comments? Get at him by himself.
Listen. I will say one thing about Sofia Vargas. She said, however I say her name, whatever. She went on like Jimmy Fallon's, like where they have to read little comments about themselves, and somebody said Sophia, well, however you say her name is, Sophia. She sounds like she always has something in her mouth. Like we won't say what they said she has in her mouth, and she had the sexiest answer. She was like, "Who cares? So what if I have something in my mouth? Like, is there something wrong with the D in my mouth?" And I was like, "Yo, that was kind of a sexy answer right there." So I gave her points for that. But her answer is still, how you gonna wake up to that voice?
Easily.
I can learn Spanish so she don't have to talk to me in English. That's easy.
That's also true.
You better pipe down. You know yours is around. She gonna knife you.
She don't speak Spanish. Don't worry about that.
So if the three of us picked, are saying
the three of us got Jessica Alba. Like, who do you have?
I'm first of all, I'd like to say I'm shocked that the three people, you guys all have the exact same answer.
Hey, she's been number one since I was a kid, man.
I don't know. All right, well, I was going with Olivia Munn. You know, she got a little bit of crazy on her. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's what my confession was. So I don't know. I was going with that.
I mean, if I gotta pick a number two, since everybody went Jessica Alba, I'm definitely going JoJo. So
JoJo,
the singer.
I know who you're
talking about.
Get
out right now.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
He said JoJo.
Have you seen her Instagram?
No.
No.
Sorry. I'm gonna change mine in a minute. What you gotta say? Look it up.
I'm just saying. Just check out her IG.
I'm looking it up right now. What's her IG? What's it tag?
I am JoJo. That's her. That is her IG.
It would be that simple, huh?
Hey, yo.
Right.
Hey, from the jump, from that first single hit, that's my girl, Ish, hometown hero. Gotta show love to the hometown girl.
All right. So I totally forgot about this person, Hillary Duff.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Have you seen Hillary Duff lately?
Again, I will check out her Instagram like I'm doing JoJo right now.
I mean, like, I don't know what she looks like now, but if we're talking like Hillary Duff when Hillary Duff was like famous and like popular and stuff, I'm not feeling it.
Stop.
I'm not.
I mean, I was always a fan of Hillary Duff.
I'm gonna get you.
She's not in my top 5 though, so I can't. I'm not gonna knock his choice, but she's definitely.
I'm not hating it. Like that's his list. I'm not hating it. Like my 2, like if I'm gonna, I mean, it's not. I don't even know if I'm gonna say she's in my 2, but if I'm just gonna put someone else out there, like to counteract Hillary Duff, I'm gonna say Christina Aguilera. Like
counteract.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, real spit.
Get that out of here.
Okay, all right.
Get that out of here.
Real spit. I will say
I got something on my mind.
I'll give Jamil's props. I give Jamil props on Olivia Munn because Olivia Munn, she invested in Uber when it was brand new.
Oh.
She invested in Uber and she's like a big time shareholder in Uber, and so she's got that dough. Like that's like to be able to use your mind like that. I can't rock with Hillary Duff though. Like I see what you're talking about. I can't do it.
I see what you're talking about, but
and then when it comes to JoJo, it's I guess. I mean, I ain't trying to.
What?
Oh, he feels some way.
Like this, like you can start grabbing. You can start grabbing Instagram girls.
No, don't do that
like
to her.
Valeria Dunn or whatever her name is. You can grab
don't do that to JoJo. Don't do that to JoJo.
Yeah, you can. What's her name?
No, don't do that to JoJo. Have you heard that woman sing? That woman got soul. Right? That woman.
Chris is looking for. He's looking for influencers.
Nah, we ain't talking about no IG models. Don't do that to JoJo.
I can't. All right.
I mean, I got nothing against the IG models. Just don't do that to JoJo. Nah.
Hold on. I'm just saying. Like, there's so much. The Westbrooks. You could just go through the Westbrooks. You got. Hold on. What's Westbrook on top? Not Crystal Westbrook. She's alright, but y'all know who I'm talking about.
I thought you meant Russell Westbrook. I'm like,
yo,
that's what I thought too. That's what I know.
Basketball's coming back, but come on now, don't hurt me now.
That's really the only Westbrook I know. So I was like,
you could do that. Giselle Lynette. Y'all know who Giselle Lynette is?
No,
bro. India Westbrook, India Westbrooks.
Got me, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hold up. Giselle Lynette.
I got you. I see her. We see her.
That is not Photoshop, sir. That is not Photoshop, sir. I can show a moving picture if you would like.
No,
please God, no.
We're good.
Come on, no. It'll be YouTube friendly. Come on now.
You cannot do that.
We're good.
Power ring.
We're good.
Hey, Dash, go show us somebody we don't know about.
Nothing.
That's like, show me the money.
It's not even that. It's just like, again, I know who she is. I got nothing against her. She's just not JoJo. So.
All right. So, in the spirit of the quick confessions.
Yeah, that wasn't so quick this time.
Whatever. It was necessary, though.
It was necessary. We're going to move on to our topic, ladies and gentlemen. Today's topic is Digimon versus Pokemon. And we all know there's a lot of haters. People, yes, we see the Pikachu, you know.
You got that.
But
Pikachu-ha.
That is Pikachu-ha.
I'm glad you.
Did they actually spell it out? Did they spell it out in the shirt or no?
I can't tell.
Well,
it says something. I can't.
It says something. We'll run with it.
Uchiha.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that people say Digimon's a spinoff or a copycat of Pokemon, but really I'm gonna say it's not. And just dive into it.
Because it's not.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Literally.
So let's get into it. This isn't like which one's better. We're just having a discussion over the two because obviously there was a compare. Pokemon debuted in the U.S. April 1st, 1997. Digimon came out 2 years later, and I believe it was March 7th, 1999. So Pokemon already had 2 years ahead of Digimon, and just because they both ended in Mon, it was like people instantly made the comparison to each other. It was like, oh, well, this is just a copy because you have Pokemon and then Digimon, which, again, the dumbest reason to compare two things is right there. These two shows can be the like furthest from each other. Like the only similarity is like, okay, they're animes, they have kids and they have monsters, and that's really like where the like similarities
Evolution.
stop. Yeah,
the
evolution, but like again,
evolution.
But those are so minor, like similarities to compare to what the actual shows were about.
Yeah.
But you know, if you want to go and speak to Pokemon, if you speak about Pokemon, we can, because I got plenty to say about Digimon.
Can I just say, okay, so I haven't seen like Digimon especially in like 20 years. So like I had to binge it this week, right? And I kind of like already kind of know some Pokemon, right? But like, could I just say, first of all, the cultural references, like, yo, he's so chill and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what is happening right now? And then like, I noticed that these kids get into the exact same situation every single time. It's like, oh, let's go into this mansion. Oh, there's some nice beds and some food set up for us. How do y'all keep falling for this? Like after maybe the second time, there's no other humans in this world. Why do you keep going into the hotels? Like, why?
I don't know.
It didn't make any sense to me.
It's that hope.
Yeah.
That's that hope.
Yeah, let's try the phone booths again. No, don't try the phone booths. All right, don't do that.
I didn't really watch Digimon. How many brothers were in Digimon?
One set of brothers. Oh, you mean like brothers?
How many brothers are in any anime?
That's the reason why I'm asking is because y'all kept saying why they keep falling for the same traps. Like how many brothers gonna keep falling for that trap? How many brothers gonna fall for the first one? Hey guys, this abandoned mansion. It's got food in it. We should go hang out. Like no, we're gonna be like nah. You guys.
But to put it in perspective, they're like at the time they're elementary school kids, like probably like 5th, 6th grade at the time.
When you was in 5th, 6th grade, if you had some stranger come up to you talking about you want some candy, would you do it?
No. But again, there's no brothers in anime. But again, brothers, it's like you have kids based in Japan, and you know they're in a new world, so they're trying to find anything that can help them.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is watch one episode of Scooby Doo to know that you shouldn't do that. Like, let's be honest.
But that's all they did.
That's all they did. Just do it one time. I get it if you did it once, but please don't do it again and again and again. And even Pixie-Mon comes up and goes, obviously that issue's a trap. What is wrong with y'all? Sorry, that was fresh in my mind because it came out today. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Somebody pointed it out.
Yeah. No, but
wait, you watched the reboot?
No, I did watch the reboot. Actually, the reboot is actually pretty
was fire.
The reboot is actually...
we'll save that for a different day.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm caught up. It's like 6 episodes, man.
I need to get caught up. I stopped at the 3 because coronavirus shut things down.
Ooh, they're back on.
Nice. I got to get back into it. But yeah, but Pokemon, like, again, I like Pokemon because, like, but what gave Pokemon, I always say this, if Digimon had the marketing power that Pokemon had, it would have blown it way out the water. Because Pokemon came through, you had the show, the games, and the cards. And it was like Digimon tried, but Pokemon already had the 2-year advantage over it. And the marketing power with Nintendo and Game Freak, it was a wrap. But Pokemon, like thinking, Pokemon wasn't bad. It's like it tells the story of Ash. He was a kid. He was a Pokemon trainer to go on to like. But the tagline was like, "Gotta catch them all," and it's like he did the most to like not catch them all.
Dude, he set his Pokemon free.
He did the most to not catch them all. And I'm gonna say this right now, right now, this right here is my view and my view only. Pikachu, one of the most overrated Pokemon ever in my life.
Yeah, but
I can't stand Pikachu.
Yeah,
I don't like Pikachu.
But look at him. He's so cute.
Nah. This is why I mess with Gary. Because Eevee's the GOAT. Eevee's the GOAT.
He's too versatile.
Because they can evolve.
Eevee's super cute, but not Charmander cute.
All right.
Man, throw some water on. He done.
Yo, if you had to pick one Pokemon that you could have or be or whatever, out of the original 150, come on, please don't expand it to 800.
Original 150.
Original 150.
Eevee. I'm staying Eevee.
Yeah, but like you're saying Eevee, but like, are you talking about Eevee when Eevee evolves? or just like straight up just Eevee alone?
All of it.
Oh, you can't have all of it.
You can't have all of it. Pokemon's only one, bro.
Then Eevee, regardless, then I can stick with Eevee. Eevee's basically a dog. Like Eevee is basically a dog, like a pet. Like you know how cute Eevee is? You kidding me? You can just pet that furry tail and all that fur. Eevee's the companion for life. Just stick by my side.
You would want to have Eevee, not be Eevee.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mind being Eevee, wherever you want to evolve. I can evolve different ways too. But I'm definitely one to have an Eevee.
All right.
I want to be Mewtwo.
I said 150.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, no 151. It's not Bacardi.
Crap, who's in? I mean, like, I didn't like Ash's Charizard's attitude. Charizard in general, I like. Because Ash's Charizard.
Wait, nah, he's right. Mewtwo's 150. You can do that. Because Mew was 151.
Was it?
Mew was 151.
Oh no, they got it backwards. You're right.
Get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Mew was 151.
I'm gonna need a fact check, please.
Mew's the smaller one. Mewtwo's the big one.
Yeah, but I figured
Mew was 151
before Mewtwo.
It does, like technically, but numbering wise, Mew is 151 in the Pokédex.
Yeah.
Attention, the Pokemon Company. I have a bone to pick with y'all. You numbered your Pokédex wrong, and I would like to file suit. Thank you.
Nah, they just let you know that they think the chicken came before the egg. That's literally it. That's literally it.
If I had to pick one, I was saying Gengar, just because like I got the power to go invisible. I eat people's dreams. You know, he's a bad motherfucker. Shut your mouth.
To be definitely Gengar.
Yeah.
I mean, I would either be like cuteness wise. If I want a pet, I'm gonna do Charmander because of the Charmander. Exactly. I don't like you saying it. It kind of ruins what I have like in my mind about Charmander, but still. Anyway, my other point, I would like to be Hitmonchan.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that was a good one. He was a good one.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. Like Hitmonchan, like he's just basically a Thai boxer. I mean, like if I don't have to practice Thai anymore and I could just know it because I'm a Pokemon, hell yeah, I'd do that.
There you go.
If it comes to fighting, man, give me my champ.
Right?
Yo, all those arms, yo, swinging on everybody. Get out of here. Just talk your smack.
So my biggest pet peeve with Pokemon was that none of the Pokemon could talk except for saying their name over and over and over.
Meowth.
Oh, yeah. I guess he was
he had an extensive story on why he could talk. He was like, I was down and out, you know, I was in the alleys and I needed to get some money. And I was like, yo, what kind of show is this? That
was a sweet episode. I love that episode. Yo, he had to learn how to talk to get by. He adapted.
It was like he got left in the streets of Mexico and he needed to learn Spanish like now. Like, damn.
But like, did any of you, when watching Pokemon, like, yo, I gotta be, what's it, like Pokemon tamer? Like, I don't even know what were they called?
Oh, trainers,
like,
yeah.
Trainer. Did you feel like when you were a kid you had to be a trainer?
I mean, when I had the games, yes. When I had the games, yes.
Yeah, but watching the show.
Oh, watching the show? No, not really. No.
Yeah. Whereas Digimon, when I watch Digimon, I want to be one of the 7 Digidestined. Like,
yeah, I felt like
digital device.
Eight.
No, it's 7 to start. And then 8.
Spoiler alert! There's 8.
There's no spoiler alert.
Lead up to it.
I do hate
go
that
through some villains.
In Digimon they keep saying 7. Like even Devimon was like, "Yo, there's only 7 Digidestined." I'm like, "No, there's definitely not."
No, well, they don't know about the 8 right in the beginning.
They don't know about They didn't know about the 8 until like my eldest one.
All right.
Well, after, till my eldest one,
Yeah, because after Edamon was my eldest one.
No, I say, but the thing was with Pokemon, here's what's great. It's like you're sending off 10-year-olds all on their own to become masters. 10 years old, like what type of world is this?
Voluntarily.
Like with the Digidestined, like they got kidnapped from summer camp, basically.
True,
they didn't really have any choice in the matter.
Yeah.
They got teleported while they were at summer camp. Pokemon was just like, that was the norm. It's like, oh, we got 10-year-olds, go off into the world on your own to become master. Like, that is insane.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. On nothing, it's like everybody's getting one. Which, here's another thing that makes no sense. Like, the whole thing was like you had to get a starter Pokemon, like one of the 3 main ones. Why is it that Ash needs to be the only person with the starter Pokemon though?
Right.
Like very few people that got counted into the show actually had a starter Pokemon. Like, you didn't see people with Charmanders, Bulbasaurs, or Squirtles.
I know.
And it was ridiculous. Like, everybody had their main Pokemon that's so good, but like hardly anybody outside of Ash had a starter Pokemon. So it's just mind-boggling. Like, what are the rules here? It's like, you don't even seem to be playing by your own rules.
I think in Johto they started like encountering more people. Maybe there was like maybe we should fix this whole thing. I feel like when it wasn't Ash anymore, it was like that chick. She started. I don't know her name. Sorry. In the
May,
not Johto,
I believe it was
May. There you go. When it was May's show for a little while, I feel like she did encounter some people that had like the starter Pokemon as well. It was a little bit different though.
I would say you treat it like a video game. You like think about it, when you first have a video. Unless you have really nice or you're just nostalgic for the first weapon. Anytime you're in a video game, you get a starter shoot, you get a starter pistol, starter sword, whatever, and you could keep leveling that thing up. Or as soon as you get something shinier and better, you play in Doom, and all of a sudden you get a shotgun. You go and put away the little pea shooter, and you go use your shotgun. So I feel like all of them had their starter Pokemon, but they were like, oh, okay, well, my Squirtle's not doing the job, and I went and got myself a Hitmonchan. So I'll go. This is the one I'm going to rock with. This is my guy. This is the one I'm going to invest the time leveling up. So everybody else, they based it off of their probably their personalities. Was like, oh well, Brock, I'm gonna get Onyx. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna have the Pokemon that works the best for me. But then all of a sudden, like Ash was probably like Pikachu just fit his mold the best, and Pikachu and him always became friends and everything like that. So he fit Ash's mold, so Ash never had to go on to another Pokemon, never had to invest more time into that Pokemon instead of just Pikachu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will say this, for the Pokemon that he has, he does spend time with them and he cares for each one, so I will give him that. But here, my thing is just like when it comes to everybody else outside the shows, like this is supposed to be the norm. Like when Ash catches, he has an excessive amount of Pokemon, he sends them back to Professor Oak.
Yeah.
Where's everybody else's Pokemon going? Where is everybody else's extra Pokemon going? Like
right.
you've established this rule set up, but then nobody else seems to be abide by them. Where does everybody else's Pokemon go? There aren't millions. Like, I know there's supposed to be more professors, but it's just like, is everybody just catching 6 Pokemon and that's it? Like, no, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, no.
You established something in your world and you couldn't stay consistent with it.
Bro.
That is a plot hole. You're right.
Now, the plot holes in Pokemon made Pokemon better than Digimon. Reason being, because they always had. Hold up. Listen. Dash's point was that Digimon had Pokemon had a 2-year head start over Digimon, correct? And because Pokemon had all this marketing behind them, they had XYZ behind them, they did better than Digimon. I'll let you know, like as a 10, 11, 12-year-old, whatever I was when I was watching it, I watched Pokemon. Digimon came out, and because of the name Mon, and because of my mind and my 12-year-old mind, they didn't differentiate well enough. I was like, no, I'm rocking with Pokemon. Pokemon, all these different things. Okay, so you catch 6, you get to send it back to the professor. I don't care if anybody else isn't sending it back to the professor. If I'm playing my Pokemon game or whatever, I'm like, oh well. As soon as I get another one, I just send it back to the professor. When I need to switch out, I switch out. Whatever. I got the Pokeballs. I got the Pokedex. I got, all of a sudden, years later, we have Pokemon Go. We got all these different like Pokemon games, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon this, that, and the other. Because their system was so interchangeable, and they could basically just like whatever's selling at that time, they could sell it to you on screen. Because of that, that's what gave them their success. I won't say I haven't watched Digimon. I've never been a big Digimon fan because of the differentiate. I couldn't differentiate what they were. But like legit, Pokemon beat Digimon just based off of that fact because they interchanged when they needed to. They sold you the product on screen and you ate it up. As a 12-year-old, you weren't thinking all that. You weren't thinking about what you were thinking about now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I agree.
So
I agree to that.
I was gonna say there's two
No, you go.
marketing points that Digimon makes that you don't really realize Digimon is making, right? So when you first turn on Digimon, all the Digimon are these small little characters and they're cute and adorable. And that sells because those are all like the little plushies and the pillows and like everything because you have all these cute little Digimon, but when they evolve or digivolve, they all turn into these big, ugly, massive beasts. Like they don't look cute anymore. So that's one of those things I think they did for marketing, just because like they need to be cute. Another thing that they did for marketing that nobody really realized was the Digivices. The Digivices were all supposed to be just like the those little pocket what are those things though? The pocket monsters or whatever.
Well, people don't realize Digimon came from Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
Tamagotchis were the original.
that's the word.
Digimon.
Tamagotchis. The whole thing was a marketing ploy to get you to buy like a Tamagotchi or to have a Digimon version of a Tamagotchi. Like that's what that was for. Because
and I think,
yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I think if people realized that Digimon and Tamagotchi like were the same thing, it would have helped it better because nobody really knew. Because at the times, like you had Tamagotchi, then people came out with Gigapets and then Neopets and stuff like. So it was lost in the shuffle when everybody was coming out with those devices that Digimon was the Tamagotchi. Like here was Tamagotchi was rebranded into Digimon. But like I don't think people like realize the switch between the two or the conversion between the two because everybody loved Tamagotchi. Back in when I was in elementary school, like everybody had a Tamagotchi, and it's like when Digimon came out, nobody really knew what Digimon was because the Tamagotchis were out in '96, like say around the same time as Pokemon. Even before Pokemon, Tamagotchis were out before Pokemon. But when Digimon came, there wasn't like nobody realized. Well, obviously, like we weren't big into the internet, and there wasn't any social media like that, so it was hard to like try to get the marketing to say like, oh, you love Tamagotchi. Here is Digimon, like these are the same thing.
Yeah,
so that's a failure in the marketing department when they were making the cartoon because they were more rigid in their sense or whatever. All they had to do was have some kind of professor like Ash did or whatever, just continually tell people, be like, remember these used to be Tamagotchis, da 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 da, and they evolved to this. And like because of the hype of Tamagotchis, I don't know how much buzz they still had when Digimon came out, but because they probably still have people following them, if you kept branding that and you kept letting people know, people would have been like, oh, so I have this old Tamagotchi and now I have this Digidex or whatever it was called, and now like look, I'm a collector now, like I'm whatever. I feel like if they did that, because I had a bootleg Tamagotchi, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't rock it with everybody else. I went and got it from the
you had a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I had one of those little quarter things. And it ended up dying on me. I took it and I threw it into the woods. I found it years later, frozen on the screen. It was like, your Tamagotchi died. And I was like, hey, it is what it is. But, but what I say though, they even had me on Tamagotchis. Everybody had a Tamagotchi. If somebody was in the show saying that this is what it is, I promise you, I would have probably been like, oh, like if people like me that are on the outside that didn't want to invest in the show because I couldn't differentiate between Pokemon and Digimon, I would have been like, oh, it's a Tamagotchi. Oh, let me see what they're doing with this.
Yeah.
Well, I think Digimon's goal wasn't quite the same as Pokemon, because it felt like Pokemon's goal was to gamify, sell it, figure out ways to market it to make money outside of the anime. Whereas Digimon felt like, just like all the other animes we currently watch now, they're not big for their toys and being able to be like a video game or something. They're just the anime that's entertaining. And for me, as a child growing up, I'm always like, I need powers to save the world and all that stuff. And in Pokemon, you weren't really saving the world. You were like battling other gym trainers and like you said, collecting Digimon and sending them back. I mean, collecting Pokemon and sending them back to the professor. Whereas Digimon, you're trying to save the digital world, then you're also trying to save your own world when you get back. And like, that to me was more appealing, even though it wasn't marketing as far as like toys and games, but that part was more appealing to me.
Pokemon definitely was. It had the back, like I said, it had the backing by Game Freak and Nintendo. So this whole thing was they wanted to get out there into that market where that wasn't necessarily the goal for Digimon. And the thing is, Digimon actually has a better plot, a better story, and much better characters in terms of the actual people and the monsters. Like Pokemons are hardly like again, I don't know how many generations there are now Pokemon. Like it's gotten beyond my level. Like after Ruby and Sapphire the games, I stopped watching the anime, so I haven't caught up with all the Pokemon. But even like I know back then for us, like in the 90s, early 2000s, like there wasn't really a Pokemon that was out there that was going to see that was up to the level of a Digimon. See this guy right here, War Greymon. That's
War
a beast.
Greymon, dude.
He's coming up on my thing next, man.
that's a beast. And the thing is, like, I don't even again. This is not a Pokemon bashing because again, I enjoyed Pokemon when I was watching it, but the whole thing of Ash going to like he fought all these gym leaders, and some of like some of those wins were straight up BS. Like his match with Sabrina, Hunter, he even have someone like he was getting his ass whipped by Sabrina, and then Hunter came out of nowhere with a little bomb to make her laugh. And it was just like, oh well. She's like, oh, because Sabrina's laughing at her psychic link with Abracadabra, like he can no longer fight. I'm calling Ash the winner, like for real though, for real.
So
like, come on, man.
Yeah, no.
Ash definitely got bailed out on a lot of wins. His first battle with Brock and Onyx, he needed sprinklers. He needed sprinklers to hurt Onyx, and then use Pikachu's like, oh, Pikachu on a rock Pokemon. Okay, that wins.
Yeah, that's trash. That's trash.
Yo, let me not even get into the fact that they be giving you Pikachu attacks this dude had no business knowing.
Iron Tail?
No sense. You know what? I'll even give him Iron Tail because he has a tail, but come on, man. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, oh, yes, that now Pikachu got the ability to surf, use fly. Like stop it. Stop it, man.
Yo, I'll say it like this, right?
Got Chidori.
I'll say it like this. The thing that's especially in like a capitalist world like this, because the way you guys are talking about Digimon, like Digimon clearly is a better show than Pokemon in the sense of like you said, the character development, all that crap. And you made valid points on how Ash got bailed out on multiple fights that he had no business winning, whatever. But the thing that sucks is when you make a show, when you make anything and you don't put the capitalist part to it, no matter how good it is, unless you can make it something so amazing where people like are gonna go out their way to watch it or whatever without having to think about the marketing side of it, like the first few seasons of Rick and Morty or something like that. Like it's never going to be as big as something that just is marketable to a super mainstream. You know, like if you guys have ever seen the show Young Justice of the Justice League.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about.
Young Justice was fire.
Young Justice was fire, but Young Justice couldn't sell toys. And because it couldn't sell toys, and they canceled after 2 seasons. It's sad, but as much fun as we're having with this and everything like that, notice.
Third season came back, though.
Third season did come back. It did come back, but it came on DC's platform.
For some reason,
the
thing about Young Justice, and this is what pisses me off that it got canceled. Like, for some reason, I can't remember the exact because I remember reading about it, but it was something written in the contract that a lot of the funding for the show was going to come through toy sales, but it wasn't just specifically toy sales. It was just like toy sales geared towards boys and men, but it was like more women were a lot more females, like love more women, and the little girls loved Young Justice. So like they weren't really making toys for the girls for Young Justice, so they weren't getting bought. Even though more girls, a lot of young girls loved Young Justice, and it was just like, oh, well, we're not getting funding, so I canceled. And I was just like, what? Who writes up a contract like that? Because Young Justice was popular. Young Justice was fire. It was popular. People watched Young Justice, but because they couldn't get the toys off the shelves, they weren't getting funded.
And if you think about it, one of the reasons why they couldn't get the toys off the shelves is because, again, if they marketed to men for the toys instead of the women. But in the show, they had such a good plot that they didn't use regular tropes. And the women in there, they weren't like, oh, save me, I'm damsel in distress. Nah, they were badasses themselves. That's why they probably appeal to so many young girls and everything like that. Like the girls were just as fire as the guys. You know what I'm saying? If not more so in some cases. But I mean, like, if it's not made, the reason why, no matter what the story is and everything like that, and it's to say it like a sellout, but the reason why Pokemon is always going to be better than Digimon, in my opinion, is just because they have the ability to adapt. If you're not marketable in some way, shape, or form, I'm not saying sell out. I'm not saying be like suck or whatever because you're trying to be too marketable. But if you're marketable, no matter what, like Pokemon's still going strong. Digimon and Tamagotchis, like, where are they? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Pokemon is sort of like an unending story, whereas Digimon, the story does end. Right, where like Pokemon, like
that's a story.
Yeah, exactly. Like the point of Pokemon is to catch them all, and since they keep adding more, you can't ever actually catch them all. It's hard. It's really difficult to do, and like it's actually fun to do it when you were playing it back when you were a kid or whatever. Right? It's fun, you know. Like you catch all the Pokemon, you try to do as many as you can, and that's probably why their game ability was so high. Like I would play a Digimon game, but like let's be honest, it wouldn't last as long as me playing Pokemon. Like I play Pokemon, then I go back because I didn't catch them all. Like, I gotta catch some more. They gotta trade
Pokemon
some.
always comes. They release 2 different versions of the same game. Then they leave some Pokemon out. Like, don't get me wrong, their marketing point was amazing. Like, you gotta catch them all. We're not gonna put everybody in one game, so force you to try and buy 2 or cooperate and work with people to do trading system. Well, so again, but like Ty said, that was their plot. But that was their point of Pokemon. Like they had the vision to be that type of product where you wanted to like get out into gaming and all that stuff. Where again, Digimon is just like an anime, like a Naruto or a DBZ or a One Punch Man. So it's like you have a story, you have plots, and yes, you might get some toys or a game from it. Like that was never like the main hard goal for it. Mm-hmm. Whereas Pokemon seems like that was just there, right there from the plot.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
And then it just snowballed into what it is now.
Yeah, I mean,
but let's talk about how it took Ash 20 years to finally win a league championship.
He's still
10 years old. He's still 10 years old.
10
years old. Yeah, this dude's trash, man. I'm sorry, dog. Ash is trash, man.
Going to Indigo Plateau. Like
poor Ash.
Terrible. Can we strip this down real quick? Like, if you're really thinking about this, right? Isn't Pokemon just like glorified, like almost dogfighting? It's like you kind of pit these two things against each other just to not kill each other, but like almost. Like a lot of times these people, like these animals get like really, really injured and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like gruesome when you think about it. I'm like, yo, have an episode with Mike Vick in it. I don't know, like, come on.
Hey, if you watch the 30 for 30 on, if you watch the 30 for 30 on Vic, he got a raw deal on that. And then if you go further into the canon of Pokemon, and it's not actually dogfighting, it's actually human against human. Because the way Pokemons actually are explained, there's some humans evolved into Pokemon form. Pokemon were actually humans. Look into the canon. There's a canon on that.
Yo,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I might need to take a break. Like, excuse me?
That's deep. Mm-hmm. That's too deep for me.
Yeah. Oh, good grief. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna do a U-turn and say, like, the thing I like about Digimon as opposed to Pokemon though is the Digidestin actually fight. Like, they get into the battle. You know, like they get their hands dirty. They don't make like Agumon do all the work. Like, oh no, you need some help? I got you. Whereas it's like Ash is like, Pikachu, get up. Come on, Pikachu, you can do it. Come on. I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, won't you help your brother out? Like, come on, man. I don't know. That's one of my pet peeves about Pokemon. Like, other than like I like the game, but like that's a big point that I think Digimon has over Pokemon hardcore.
To elaborate more on what you were saying, Jamil, I like it too because like with Digimon, they're in the battle, they're fighting with their Digimon, but like their emotions and like just everything that's going on with them helps their Digimon digivolve to the next state that they need in order to win the fight. So I like that a lot. That always gets me fired up because like, yo, I'm fired up. I'll help too. I'll get my Digimon to digivolve. Shoot, I'll get hit by an arrow from an angel to morph digivolve. Like, let it happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Digimon definitely dealt with way more real elements, like for geared towards like the kids that were like young teens, and then where Pokemon was a lot more comical. Like even from the very beginning with the whole Devimon saga, Patamon was the last one to Digivolve for championship, and then Angemon sacrificed himself to beat Devimon. He took all their power and to sacrifice himself to defeat Devimon because he knew that was the only way to do so, and it's just like. Wow. And not to mention, like, in the beginning, like, they come together, they meet the Digimon, Kawagamon comes to attack and they're fine, but then, like, the kids get split up from the house. So it's just like, they get split up, they're all alone. Like, now they each have to do these things to find their way back to each other to fight Devimon again. And then Patamon, like, deals with separation, deals with loss really early on. Pokemon, you didn't really have that. Like, Pokemon don't really die, where Digimon, like, yeah, we're in a digital world. These are actual real creatures, and we have to deal with loss. Whereas Pokemon is just like, oh, yeah, you can just go away and live your life. It's like, oh, Butterfree. This is butterfly mating season.
Yeah, I remember.
Off you go. Oh, Lapras, I'm sorry, you can go. Charizard, you need to stay with the Charizard land because you're too. And then, Pidgeot. That's where I really started to get when Ash gave away Pidgeot. When Ash gave away Pidgeot after he evolved because he had to save the Pidgey clan from the same Spearow clan that Pikachu electrocuted from the jump back in the day. That's when I was done because like Pidgeot is one of my favorite Pokemon. Like Pidgeot, like one of my favorite evolution forms. Like I love the ability to fly. That was beast. And then it's just like, oh, you lay the smackdown on this Pharaoh clan, and it's just like, yo, you need to stay and protect the rest of these Pidgeys. And it's just like. Why can't know what somebody else? why can't it be somebody else to protect these Pidgeys, man? It's like you need somebody. This is the only Pidgeot in existence. Like, come on, man! You're just giving away Pokemon left and right. And then you got a whole slew of Pokemon back at Professor Oak's ranch that he just doesn't use.
Right?
Sure. How many Tauros? My man caught like over 100 Tauros from the Safari Ranch. It made no sense.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Got a whole bunch of bulls running around.
You like beef. What can you do? Where's the beef?
You don't eat them, but it's not like he's out here eating them. But I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just like in the gym leaders. It's like each gym leader has a specific element, and it's just like game wise, it's like okay, this gym leader is with fire. This gym leader is with water. It was easy to work around that. Where it's just like yo, with Digimon, when you came to your actual opponents, it's like. There wasn't a real weakness to go against. It was like you just had to straight up battle it out. It was like there was good Digimon, there was evil Digimon. Like you needed to defeat them and actually like kill the Digimon. Like as sad as it is, like these are real creatures, but like, you actually had to kill them because like there was a threat to the world and you need to save the world. Both worlds, not just the digital, but the real world as well.
Yeah, I like the finality there. It's like, all right, we're just not gonna let the bad guy get away because he's gonna do good now. No. We're gonna pop a cap in him because he might come back. Like, just like it's legit. I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
And it's not like the Digidestin won every single time. It's just like there were times where the bad guys got the best of them. Yeah, and it's like, oh damn, like we need to go. Like Pokemon is like, oh, Team Rocket comes through, but you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna mess up, and then it's like, oh, looks like we're blasting off again. Digimon is just like, oh no crap, like
Team Rocket.
Even with them, like I said, Devimon, like the Black Gears, Leomon was evil, and it's like, yo, Leomon was about to F everything up. And it's like, okay, we got to get the Black Gears. Then after that, we get into the Edamon saga, where it's just like, damn, people were getting kidnapped left and right. It's like, you go, where every new thing, there's always a new type of evil, where new things, but the Digidestin had to adapt. It's just like, oh, these guys aren't just like the regular ones. We need to get stronger. We need some way to boost our abilities more and more. And it's like, okay.
When they got the crest.
You guys are adapting now.
Yeah. Can I say I'm mad that Skull Greymon doesn't make another appearance? Like, that's a
Skull Greymon don't need to make another appearance.
No, he was awesome. I was like, he was dark. Yeah, he was a dark Digivolution or whatever. And I was like, why don't he come back? Like, if you really
he can't be controlled.
Exactly. But sometimes it's like
he tore everything up.
That's the point. Like, all right, we really need you to digivolve, and I really need you to go buck wild because we're gonna run this way, and you just handle what's going on right now. Like he had missiles. Come on.
Yeah. So that was a digi evolution out of anger.
Yeah.
So
well, he forced them to do it. It was like, yo,
yeah,
come on, we need you to do it. So he was bad. He was a bam.
Like it delved into that. It was just like, oh, if you're like your actual feelings, the way you're feeling is connected to your partner. So like you're feeling angry, you're being selfish. Those negative feelings are going to affect your digi partner. So you're going to turn into a bad digivolution.
Mm-hmm. And I liked when the Myotismon was the villain because like they went back to the real world. Yes, that was sick. And then
refresh me.
The eighth.
This was the search for the eighth child.
All right, I know that one. Anyways,
yeah. I know you had to correct me when I said the 7 Digidestins. So I just wanted to make sure I kept saying eighth for you.
I do remember that part from back in the day. Yeah.
Like Myotismon came to the real world, and he was just taking it, and he ended up like taking over like practically all of Japan and the parents and everything. This shit was real.
Yeah, he hypnotized all of them. He was actually gonna eat them too. He was about it. No, he was real. He was a bad dude. And like, what I thought was interesting too was Gatomon. How I don't know how she was evil but good because she was the 8th Digimon. So that was a nice little plot. And then was it Phantomon, who was her friend, who was also evil but
Wizardmon.
Wizardmon? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wizardmon. Sorry, people. But yeah, like he was still a bad guy, but like because they were best friends, like he'd do anything for her. So because she was going good, he would protect her. He actually took the L for that sacrifice of respecting Wizardmon. But just all the fight scenes when they were back on Earth was just sick. And Milesmon, I mean, like he was legit trying to kill them, and like he was really beating them down too.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't consider. For me, I never consider Gatomon and like Wizardmon evil because Wizardmon was never evil. Like he made it so much so he's like he's like, oh, you betrayed me, and my Wizardmon was just like that would imply I was ever on your side. Wizardmon was always with Gatomon, so wherever she was going to go, he was going to follow. And like because of Wizardmon that he made, like he was the one who revealed that Gatomon. Kari was the 8th Digidestin and Gatomon was her person. And it's just like Gatomon was just lost. And then Myotismon found her and manipulated her into like doing his bidding. But like for me personally, like she was never evil at the core. I'm just confused at how she a champion level and she's just tiny as she's tiny as hell. But she's a champion level.
I think the point is like they had to kind of like power scale her. Because like she didn't have like the backstory, so it's like, oh no, she's already there. Don't you worry about that, guys.
And it's just
champion level. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that another thing about I loved about the Myotismon, like the whole time Myotismon arc is like that's when we got to see everybody's like almost everybody's ultimate level of transformation because they keep screwing over my man TK and Patamon. Like I've never seen someone get screwed over so hard. Like literally you don't see Patamon's ultimate evolution until close to the final episode of Digimon, the entire series. I think it's like the 3rd from the last episode, and that's when you see his ultimate evolution.
Well, you realize that he's like you realize that he is like the strongest one, and it's like okay,
he's the most important. That's
we can't just let him run around and be strong. Like, no. We gotta let that play out. We already seen him once. We can't do it again.
That's the worst part. He's done the most for everybody. He defeated Devimon, and then towards the end, when it comes to the Dark Masters, he's the one who sealed away Paimon. And I'm just like, yo, we have to wait all this. Yo, I'm telling you, it's just bringing me back because I was waiting for ages. I'm just like, when are we going to see TK and Patamon go ultimate? When am I going to see his ultimate? I was like, when am I going to see Angemon going to the ultimate level? We have everybody. And that's kind of why I got, like, I never hated Gatomon. I was just kind of annoyed how she just came in on the scene and got to her ultimate just right off the bat. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
So we still can't. It's like we have Angel Mon, and now we got Angel Woman, but she's at ultimate level. When's TK getting his due? When is TK gonna get his due? And then he finally does just like, oh yeah, by the way, it's the end of the series. I'm just like, oh okay, all right, I see how you want to do it. I see how you want to do me. But they did show TK and Kari some love because they got to go over into season 2 when they were teens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the teenagers for Digimon Adventures, that has its own like separate season, right? Or is it all of them, or is it just some of them? Because I haven't seen any of that.
Well, technically the original Digidestin are still there. They're just not used as much. They're used as like a guide to the new kids for season 2, but they're still around.
Yeah, okay. Kai like passes the leadership over to Davis.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, yo, TK and Kara were part of the original Digidestin. Why can't one of them be the leader? Like,
right.
That's all I'm saying.
It's because their Digimon don't work like that. Like I can't lead
because
things.
their Digimon are too powerful.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're one-shotters. Like you literally see him one-shot somebody. That's it. It's not fair. You can't keep doing that.
Right. But see, that's another thing that I liked about Digimon. Like when it came to like, especially with Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 2, it was just like you had the progression, the passing of the torch from the old guard to the new guard, and we still had to like save the world, but it was different. So we had like, when it came for Digimon 1, you know, Matt and Tai, they passed their powers on to Davis. Sora and Mimi passed their things on to Yoli. Izzy and Joe passed their stuff on to Cody, and then you have TK and Kari is like joining the group again because now they're the level as a group. But it's like, yo, season 2 was fire, just as fire. You had the Digimon Emperor, like, yo, that dude was a beast. Digimon Emperor was lit. And whereas Pokemon is just like, okay, new land, but we got to do the same, continue to try and catch them all, find these starter Pokemon, get to go to the 8 gyms, get the badges, and it's just like lose the league when it comes to end. It's like that's just repetitive.
Yeah, rinse and repeat.
To me, yeah, it was your rinse and repeat. Yeah. And Pokemon people can say, "Oh, Pokemon rinse and repeat" because you have to say the word, but it's like each threat is specifically different. Because with season 2, it's just like you had the Digimon Emperor, but then you find out there's a whole plot behind him, or it's like he isn't even the real evil.
Nope.
It's just like, yo, season 2 was lit as well.
Might need to revisit this. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna power through. I'll tell you. Once you finish Digimon Adventure, you gotta watch Digimon Adventure 2.
I mean, I've already started watching Digimon 2020.
Reboot of the original.
Digimon Try.
Oh, Digimon Tries after Adventure 2.
Oh, no,
this is when they're like Digimon Try is when they're like much older.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's what
like
I thought
college.
I was originally saying. Yeah, I saw Tai with like the long hair, and I'm like, oh, that must be the sequel or whatever. All right, cool. I'm in it now. I was skeptical at first, and I was like, all right, let me power through this 90s cartoon series. But
wait till you get to my Otismon saga, man.
I'm down. I always like a good.
That's the best saga.
Can I just say I like that there are no fillers in Digimon. There is absolutely zero fillers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all.
It's always nice when you can get anime with zero filler. Everything's about the story.
Yep.
Yeah, that means a lot to me. That's like you're not just trying to put something out just to put it out. Like you cared about what you wrote, and like you want to continue the plot. Like if I have to watch another filler in Boruto, I might shoot somebody. I'm just kidding.
No, you will. I will because it's nowhere near where the manga is. The manga is released monthly, so you're definitely gonna get fillers.
Yeah. It's crazy though. There's so many though. It's just so many.
This is really touching your soul right now. I can see.
Dude, have you watched? Like, have you sat there and just like tried to watch an anime and just been like, "Wow, this has nothing to do with the story at all." Like at all.
I was just watching Cowboy Bebop, and all of a sudden, like Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, there's a few episodes where you're just like, "What in the hell is this about?" And then all of a sudden, the next one goes to the story.
But it's like for those though, those are like those 26 episode series, so like those are real short. Like we're talking like 100+ episodes for an anime, and it's like
Yeah.
you got an entire arc that has nothing to do with the story.
Hold on one sec. My son's flipping out. Hold on one sec.
It's like with anime,
Keep
like
on
I
lay
better finish
down.
me. You got a whole entire arc that got nothing to do with the story.
Yeah. Whereas like I mean,
Sometimes they're good, other times they're just completely off the mark and just straight up trash.
yeah. Whereas like Cowboy Bebop, and like their arcs that are like not an arc, you know, that 1 or 2 episodes that don't really involve the story, it's still kind of like them bounty hunting. So it's still involved with what they actually do. Whereas it's like a Boruto, like random arc. It's like, we're gonna go to get locked in a prison for a couple episodes, and it actually has nothing to do with anything. Actually, no, that's actually a bad example because that actually has something to do with the main arc. But you know, it's stuff like that. I don't know. Sorry, Ty. What were you saying?
Can you remember? No, go ahead, Ty.
All I was gonna say was that it's just like, to me, it's just like a waste of illustrations that they're doing.
Yeah.
Just to do those fills when you could easily just illustrate the story. That's all I was gonna say.
Now, do you guys remember the last season of Pokemon you ever watched?
Oh man, it had to have been after Johto when May was around, and I when they started having Pokemon that I was like, I don't care and I don't know what they are anymore. I was just kind of like.
So I think that's Pokemon Advance.
Yeah, there you go. Pokemon Advance. Is that what I'm referencing right now?
Yeah, that was Pokemon Advance.
All right.
So I stopped watching after season 1.
Really?
Same.
Yeah.
When he didn't win, I was just like, oh, okay. And
you just kind of tapped out at that. You're like, oh, okay. I'm not watching a loser TV show.
kind of how I felt. That's kind of how I felt. Like you escape into these. Like, you're a little kid. You go in expecting this person to go through all this other crap. He got in. Again, I'll go back to Dash's point. He had so many fights that he should not have won. And then all of a sudden he gets to the championship. He gets smoked. And he's like, well, there's always next time I can go. There's another league or some crap that he said. And you're like, all right, well, next time for you, sir. But
I think that actually makes a really good point, though, because there's a bunch of fights that he should not have won. And when he finally got to the championship, guess what? You can't win on a technicality. You can't win. Like, you didn't put in the work, so then you couldn't win. There was actually a good lesson to be learned there.
it's a good lesson. But the thing is, like, this isn't the fantasy that I wanted. I want a fantasy where I'm escaping the real world. This is, oh, you lost? I'm like, huh, that's like.
That happens in real life.
I don't want to watch you go. I lost the championship basketball game. I don't want to watch you go through a whole new season of you training and whatnot just to get all the way back. No, I do that in real life. No. Just so I can get back to that same spot. No, you lost. I'm done.
You know what I never got though? Like, okay, you lost the Indigo League or whatever. Why didn't you go back and circle back and like just kind of retrain in the same area and then go back to Indigo Plateau? Like, I don't get why he was just like straight to Johto.
Because he knew he wasn't supposed to win that Indigo League, just like Dash said. Homeboy won all his fights on those technicalities. Like, when you was bringing him back up, I was like, yo, he did beat Onyx on a sprinkler trick.
Yeah.
Onyx was like that was like the first gym he went to. That's
nonsense.
Bro, if you can't get past the first gym, when we were talking a couple shows back, or we were talking last show, when we were talking to Misty and Brock, man, like legit, they helped him out so much. He wouldn't have been brought as far as he was on his own merits. So like you said, why didn't he go through the Indigo League? Because he knew he was trash. Everything that he won on was technicalities, and he caught a whole bunch of luck. So but then after the season, back to my point, after the season, like, this is fantasy. The one thing I can't stand about most shows and everything like that, like you said, Jamil, I don't like that there's no finality, and I don't like that they always let the bad guy get away. So I hate that part. Yeah. But in a fantasy show, I want there to be some kind of finality. I want there to be something where, like, either you win or when you lose, and it's like, hey, there's no lesson to be learned, but it's like, hey, like, It came to an end, but it came to an end in an amazing way. With him, it was just like, oh, you got to get better. I'm going to go get better in a different league. No, I'm cool. I don't want to be along for that journey. I'm cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like, yo, I gotta go to this new region. I'm just like, but yo, you wouldn't even conquer this first region. Like,
That's
are you thinking like you didn't even do well in this first region, but now you're going to this new region, and again, you continually lose and lose and lose, and then you finally win. It's ridiculous. Like for me, I stopped watching Pokemon after season 8. That was Advanced Battle. Because like Pokemon Advance had like 3 different sections to it. So like May, like what Jimmy said with May, because Ruby and Sapphire, the games, that's the last ones I played because I was too poor for a DS. So like if I could afford a DS, I probably would have gone on to watch more Pokemon seasons. But like I had a Game Boy Advance, Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald were the last ones to come out on the Game Boy Advance. And so I watched the season up until that. So with May, there was Pokemon Advance Challenge, and then Pokemon Advance Battle. So I watched all the way up to those 3, and it's just like afterwards it was like, well, I'm not playing the games anymore, so I had no idea who these Pokemon really are. But then afterwards, it just got to a point where it's just like, nah, man, this is too gimmicky. Like I don't know what's going on. Like you're still trying to collect badges, you're not winning these leagues, and honestly, like I wasn't really messing with the Pokemon like that. I will say this, my man Trico was a fire. I love that dude Trico. Trico was a beast.
That was weird.
I was like, I stopped caring about the starter Pokemon, so when it kept going, I'm just like, it's too ridiculous for me. But like that was the last season of Pokemon I watched where with Digimon, like I kind of fell off. Then I got back on. I was like, oh, this wasn't too bad. But I don't think, besides the reboot, I think there were 6 seasons of Digimon for the reboot. I never watched the 6th one. It was something like Digimon Fusion, which I saw that. My bad. I saw that first episode and I was just like, this is not for me. Like this definitely isn't for me. But up to the 5 before it, nice. They were definitely good. Especially season 4. Season 4 gets some love.
I was gonna say,
which one was that? Was that
for you? The Digimon
season 4 was the one with Takuya and Zoe.
Okay.
Where the humans were actually the Digimon.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, when they merged with them.
That
was it
might
that
have
one?
been. I think season 3 when they merged, but season 4 was like they actually became the Digimon to fight. They had the Digimon spirits in the Digivice, and like they became the Digimon to fight.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
But season 3, yes, season 3 had the music. Season 3 was the one with Kazuya, I believe his name was, and Guilmon.
Yeah.
No, Takuya.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Was that called Digimon Tamers?
Yes. Season 3 is Digimon Tamer. Season 4 is Digimon Frontier.
Got you. Now I remember.
That's cool.
What were you gonna say, Joel?
I was gonna say I got bad news. They started fusion in Digimon 2020.
Already?
Oh yeah.
Oh no. So it's
like episode 3.
Yeah, so what happens is like the first 2 or 3 episodes in Digimon Fusion is a retelling of Digimon the movie that came out in 1999. So the first 2 episodes is like that's the retelling. That fusion was fire. So that's known as DNA Digivolution, and they go more into that in season 2. But Digimon Fusion was completely different than the actual like DNA Digivolution. That was pretty damn cool. So like after you watch, you'll see during the Myotismon saga, because there's an episode where they're like, where they're all you realize all 7 kids were like there for an attack where Greymon was fighting this big ass parrot. I believe it's actually called Parrotmon. So yeah, you have Greymon fighting Parrotmon, and you realize all the kids were there for that one event, but that event gets explained more into Digimon the first movie. But it's just like you don't really want to watch Digimon the first movie until after you finish the first series, the first season, Digimon Adventure, because it literally takes off right after. But no, I'm completely okay with DNA Digivolution, and they go into that way more in season 2, which is fire. That's what I'm saying. Like season 2 you're bringing more Digimon. That's another thing. Like you're bringing more Digimon, more characters, a completely different story. And it's just like, they seem to get more badass.
Yep.
when they come and it's just like I'm loving this.
A cosign.
Although Digimon Tamers, as much as I love Digimon, I will say Digimon Tamers is my least favorite season.
Really?
By far.
Oh, he even did a look away. He really don't
By
like
far.
it.
By far,
He
man.
looked, he looked away. No, but season 2, the fusion. That's when each person like they fuse together with their Digimon fused with another Digimon. Right? Is that what happened in season 2?
The Digimon partners fused together.
That's what I thought. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna need to get back on this. Like I remember watching all of this in bits and pieces, but like, you know, childhood memory. I'm like, oh wow, that happened on that Saturday morning. So now I'm like, all right, let's bring it back. You know, like it's bringing it full circle. I'm like seeing the story from like beginning to end, and it's very enjoyable. They actually definitely have a way better story than Pokemon. One thing I don't like, I absolutely, I think it's just an artist's inconsistency that I noticed. The swimming Digimon becomes like whatever. He has a horn, right? The werewolf Digimon, like he becomes a weremon or whatever. I don't remember his name. He doesn't have a horn, but he has a horn when he's unevolved.
Oh, when he's Gabumon?
He's not Gabumon.
When
he's
Gabumon, yeah. So.
Yeah, he has the horn and the fur. And I'm like, okay. So, but when he evolves, he doesn't have the horn anymore. But then his boy, he has just the mohawk. And then he evolves and he has the horn. And I'm like, wait a second.
Gomamon to Ikakumon.
Yeah, Ikakumon is the missile shooting horn and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
got that harpoon torpedo, man.
Yeah.
Shoot him up.
I was like, I kind of really feel like that's just like a drawing inconsistency. I feel like they were actually supposed to switch spots, and they were like, "Nah, just go with it."
Yo, wait till you get to the point of Digimon where the theme song, where the opening theme song just changes. Like
I hate
like the song stays, the song is still the same, but like the actual like video for the starting scene, it changes up, and it's like, ooh. Wait, you hate that? I love that when it comes to animes. Give me a new opening.
So I thought you meant when they changed the song. Like, so Attack on Titan, they have in the first season, they have their regular song. Then halfway through, they change it. And you're like, why? The first song was fire. The first song got you hyped up. You knew what you was getting into. The second song was just like, it wasn't that.
So, some opening, I know that's like a real common trend with animes. Like, depending on the season or arc, they'll change up the theme song. It works.
Naruto did it.
Naruto did. Naruto has a lot of fire opening.
Yeah.
Like some of them just like don't hit the mark at all, at all whatsoever.
Sure. Yo, I'll give you an awesome one. Black Clover's intros. I love Black Clover's intros, man.
New segment. Anime openings and endings. What some of your favorite songs?
Yeah,
we got this.
Seriously, though, I'd be jamming to that. Sorry.
Trying to think, what's a good one? I mean, just because we were just talking about Digimon, I actually do like Digimon's intro. Like it's like it felt like I was scratching because like I did.
Yeah.
Digimon.
I mean,
they might have been. Yeah, you're right. I like that one.
The first time I actually put that up, I put Digimon back on. Melissa goes, "What is that? I recognize that song." I was like, "Oh my god, no!" I didn't know you were that person. You watched Digimon when you were a child?
Yeah.
She says yes. Who knew?
No, like it was a get you. Like it actually had story. Like the character development was like so unreal. Like especially us being kids at the time, it's just like, yo, these are really good. Like there's a point where it's just like, yo, you really don't like this character. This character's mad annoying, and it's like, oh, after a while, it's just like they really develop into a strong character. Where it's just like Ash and them was like they're the same people they were from the beginning. Like they're like Pokemon doesn't have that room for like a character.
Yeah.
Like you can get backstories on character, but it's just like they're still the same people. Like Jesse and James are still trying to catch Pikachu after how many years. Butch and Cassidy's still going after Jesse and James for the same reason. I'm just like, okay, like give me something else, give me some development. with these characters? Is there a love story that's like that's what I'm saying? Digimon delves into different aspects within the anime. Where Pokemon just kind of stays in this with that one lane. Yeah, exactly. I feel like Pokemon is just safe.
So but them being safe has kept them marketable because just like you asked the question about us being what was the last episode that we watched? You guys watched all the seasons of Digimon. You guys can repeat things, blah 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 blah. But when Pokemon went away, like after we had lost interest in Pokemon, what probably brought it back to everybody was when they made their appearance in Smash Brothers on the 64, when Pikachu made his appearance. Because he's safe and everybody knows who Pikachu is and he's flagship and everything like that, as soon as he made that appearance, then you have some more games come out, then you have some more stuff come out. And whatever, every single time you throw out a Pokemon game, as long as you have, no matter who you are, as long as you have Pikachu on it, you know about Pikachu, so you know you can rock with this Pokemon game. You know what I'm saying?
There's almost nobody I was gonna say there's nobody I don't know that didn't have Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go when that came out, there was everybody was in the streets. People were so friendly. Like, yo, you a Crip, you a Blood, you Team Yellow, like, you know, Latin Kings. it was like, yo, go come catch this gym with
Team
me.
Mystic all the way. Team Mystic, baby.
I was, oh man, which red? It was Team. It's Mystic. It's I don't know the names anymore.
Instinct was yellow. They trash.
Instinct. Yeah, Instinct. I was red. It was I can't think of it. That's all right. I'll think of it.
I got you.
Move on. Oh, you going to Google it?
Well, because of that, think about it. There's a new Pokemon Snap coming out. Pokemon Snap on the Switch.
Valor. Yes.
I actually heard about the one on the Switch, Chris.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, them being safe, even though when it comes to the story-wise and everything like that, because you guys, every single one of these episodes, you guys always sell me on the story of some other anime. So I'm like, oh, okay, I got to watch this. You guys are making this interesting, blah, blah, blah. But even though Pokemon was boring, I only got to the first season, didn't continue. I still know about all the video games. I'm still into, like, certain things about it because it just is so safe. That formula just keeps working. You know what I'm saying? When you start switching it up so much, and with Digimons and all this other stuff, like it makes for a great story, but the longevity is just not always there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree with you. Pokemon is just capitalism. They're always going to make money. They can actually stop.
Power.
Yeah, they can stop making the anime, like whatever season they're on now. They can literally stop and still continue to make money off the video games. And like to what Chris said earlier, just the fact that you toss Pikachu on any like fighter game, people are gonna be like, "Oh snap, I'm gonna get this game because you could unlock Pikachu." Like,
yeah,
it's just a big thing.
Yeah, well, like think about staying power because like we're talking about 20 years from now. Are you gonna remember the episodes of Pokemon, or are you gonna remember remember the merchandise and all the other crap that they have? Like, there's so much more merchandise and stuff like that of Pokemon, video games, stuff like that, than there is for Digimon.
When you're backed by Nintendo, it's easy. When you got the backing power of Nintendo.
I don't understand how Nintendo, like, I get Nintendo's business. I own a Switch, but like, I honestly don't get how Nintendo is like this massive conglomerate just because every single time they come out with a system, it's like the same 5 games that are like massively successful. And then they don't get the other games because there's no real reason for them to.
Well, Nintendo's whole thing is all about family entertainment and replay value for party values. It's like when you have a group of people over with big parties, like you can get people to play Mario Kart. You can do something like a GoldenEye back when there's N64. You can do Mario Karts. You can do Smash Brothers with PlayStation 4 and Xbox. Yeah, they got some hard games, but it's like a lot of these games are simply single player games. Or games that even are multiplayer, like you beat it once, this is like you're not really excited to go play back again. Where it's just like, how many times have you gone back and played Super Mario World? How many times will you keep going back and play Mario Kart, Super Mario Odyssey, Fire? People keep replaying Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, like Zelda games. People will go back and replay those all the time because it means something to them that has that feeling. Like those games are all about family value and replay value, and that's what Nintendo focuses on. And that's like their bread and butter. So like they'll keep hashing out Mario game. They'll keep hashing out Zelda games. They'll keep going with Smash Brothers because everybody loves Smash. You can get people to go Smash. They'll always see a Mario Kart game or Mario Party game. Like those are are going to stay consistent with it. And that's the bring like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're not trying to go outside of the box. They'll add and improve onto it, but it's like they're not really trying to go completely different out the box, and that's what's gonna keep them going. Like everybody always talking about, oh yeah, Nintendo doesn't have these graphics servers. It don't matter. Switches are selling Xboxes. Like Nintendo can stand like they don't need the high end graphics. Some like people like especially like it's just Nintendo is made for the casual people and the casual gamers.
The thing is though too, the thing that I like about Nintendo is they have their strategy. At least they used to have their strategy of Nintendo Hard. All of their mainstream games that you just said, like Nintendo had a belief that if it was too easy to beat, people wouldn't want to play it. So all of Nintendo's games was super hard. You had to master Nintendo games. So like Zelda, so like some of the Marios and everything like that. You had to get so good at it that at a certain point you started to get so good that you started to notice all of these different little like secret entrances and being able to speed run through Metroid and whatever. And you used to be like, oh well, if I do this perfectly here, then I'm gonna be able to always then I can replay it and I can always get better at it, whatever. The other thing that Nintendo does is instead of investing in mad titles, like you said, they go and they grab the mainstream ones. But then they've also put a lot into the marketplace about allowing you to have those indie gamers. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll create ports for popular games so that you can go grab it, like Ori and the Blind Forest, and then hopefully they create a port for Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Like they always are just being like, oh, okay, you like that game? All right, cool. Well, guess what? It's on the Switch now. Oh, you like Doom? Cool. Guess what? It's on the Switch now. Like Nintendo always is about like, oh, okay, well, this formula works. It's got that. It goes with our product in the sense of it's super hard and you have to continually get better at it to beat it. Okay, cool. Guess what? We got the Elder Scrolls now. Like that's the reason why you like Nintendo. Nintendo will always have what you want.
You want a strategy game? We got Fire Emblem for you. We'll get Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. We got you. Like. Like Nintendo will get if Nintendo didn't have it to begin with, they'll eventually will get it. Like even when Sega went out of business, Sega's not making hardware. Where did Sonic go? Nintendo.
Hey, if y'all want some more Digimon games, let's just promote this. Let's try to get a hashtag bring Digimon to Nintendo or something like that. And if enough people want it, all of a sudden Nintendo will be like, hey, Digimon.
Because I think
coming to the Switch.
Where Pokemon had like Pokemon is licensed with Game Freak and Game Freak has Nintendo. Digimon is with Bandai, or they were before. It's like now it's like Bandai Namco. So like more Digimon games like that's gonna go. Like they have Digimon games out for PS4 and stuff like that, but it's like it doesn't have the marketing and backing power that Pokemon had. So people don't really like they doesn't have that mainstream popularity. Like if they had because the thing is, like, the Digimon games weren't really what helped Pokemon was like you had the Pokemon, the popularity of the show, and then you made the game sort of the style of the show. You caught Pokemon, you went to the gyms, got the gym leaders, the faith that you were trying to become the champion of the Elite Four of the Indigo Leagues. So that's what helps. With the Digimon games weren't really based off what was happening in the anime, and I think that's what also killed it. It was something. Yo, that Digimon World game, the first one, straight up trash, right? And I see trash because like they treated like the Digimon World game for PlayStation, they treated it like a PlayStation thing of Tamagotchi. Like you had your Digimon, you had to feed it, you had to take it to the bathroom, you had to watch it grow, and if you didn't do things properly, your Digimon would die, and you would start with a new egg again. I'm just like, this is just a tough PlayStation. This is Tamagotchi for PlayStation, and that's not what people wanted. Like they wanted, like, yo, give me Devimon, let me fight these Digimon, evolve into a Greymon, and go back and just like let me do that. And it's like, and I think if they had made the game based off more what the anime was, that would have definitely helped it. Like, and then Digimon World 2, it was like a dungeon crawler game, which I played, but it was all right, but still wouldn't really like hit me like there. It wasn't until like Digimon World 3, by far my favorite Digimon game all of the Digimon games I've seen, Digimon World 3 is by far my favorite because it was actually you were a kid, you got transported to the digital world, you had your Digimon partners, and this is where you got to go with the team of 3 Digimon to work with, and you actually like there was a plot. There was the digital world was at stake, and it was going to affect the real world. There was an organization taking over the real world and the digital world at the same time, and you had to go with your Digimon partners to stop it from happening and save both worlds. And while you change your Digimon, you can train them, and depending on how you train them, you could actually get them. You could actually get different evolutions of each Digimon. I'm like, yo, this is cool. Like, this is what we should have gotten from the beginning. Like, it wasn't exactly like the show, but it was close enough where you gave us aspects where I have my Digimon partner. There's a threat at stake. We have to defeat the state. We have to defeat the threat. And I got to level up my Digimon as we go along. And there's training aspects. Like you had to make sure it was like you had to make sure they took out all the whole feeding and bathroom breaks, all that. No, none of that. And also they made it so like Pokemon, it was when you walked around, you encountered wild Digimon, and there was also some trainers there who you had to fight as well. And then there was also like key hidden Digimon that you had to find that you were able to get them to join your squad. So I think that's what made that game by far was like really had it. And I think if they give us like the aspect of Digimon World 3, or what they gave us from the beginning with Digimon World, it could have taken off. But that game, like Digimon World, was just literally Tamagotchi for PlayStation. I'm just like, it was nonsense. It was
passion.
Because it'd be dumb. It's like you'll be wandering and it's just like, oh, yo, your Digimon's just like, there was one part of Digimon World where it's just like you had to go into a haunted house and it's like, oh no, your Digimon is too scared to go in. I'm just like, no, for real though. for real.
Smack. Go.
Or you're just wandering. This is like, oh, there's no bathroom around, but your Digimon needs to poop, and it's just like, oh, if it just poops up in the open, that's a negative aspect on your Digimon, and I'm just like.
I actually do. I remember Digimon World 1. I remember that one.
It was frustrating. Yeah. I never beat that game, and I have no plans on ever going back. I don't care.
You should. But yeah. Anyone else got anything else on Digimon versus Pokemon discrepancy?
I mean, conversely, Pokemon has that multi-online battle arena game coming out soon, and I'm actually excited about it. I'm like, that's
literally that's League of Legends Pokemon style. Pokemon Unite. It's literally League of Legends for Pokemon.
I'm like, come on, that's literally the game that Pokemon is made for. Come on, there's no other way to describe it. It's pretty legit, so I'm excited about that game coming out. I do hope this new Digimon 2020 does spark a little something for Digimon to pop back out too, because I could see
resurgence.
Yeah, I can see playability with this. Like, if you give me like a Breath of the Wild style on a Digimon game, oh my goodness!
Oh, that'd be fire. That's legit. You got to get a hashtag. Let's get it trending. Nintendo has to take Digimon. If Nintendo takes Digimon, then you guys get Fire Digimon games. If it stays,
it could be Sony, Bandai, anybody.
Yeah. Hashtag resurrect Digi. Resurrect
Digi. Resurrect
Digimon, guys.
Just did a little CPR, I mean, it's already been resurrected.
But like, okay, or
it needs the mainstream popularity.
Yeah.
It needs the mainstream popularity.
And while you're at it, sponsor us too.
We'll do it. We got to get on the phone with the right people. Let's see who makes Digimon, guys. I could swipe it. Wow. It comes up on my phone if I swipe. That's crazy.
Hey, speaking of phones, though.
What's up?
Every single time we talk about anime or anything like that, all of a sudden my Hulu or whatever pops up and it's like, hey, did you want to watch Trigun? And I'm like, how the hell I want to watch Trigun? I ain't been watching Trigun. I ain't even watched anything. This is like episode 1. I ain't watched anything with anime. Everything else was like it was like fresh off the boat, or I was watching Blackish or something like that. All of a sudden, we all start talking. And we was like, yo, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Sailor Moon, all these things or whatever. those were the top, like, it was like recommended to you.
If Sailor Moon came up, your phone is definitely listening. We've mentioned
Cowboy
that every
Bebop.
episode.
Sailor Moon. I was like, really though?
They got you.
My FBI agent, they know me. Like, it's such a way to my heart. He's like, damn it, he's on us.
He found out.
Cut.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our Digimon versus Pokemon discussion.
All right. So I guess it's time to log out. Remember, #Resurrect Digi by Sony or Nintendo. Resurrect Digi by Sony or Nintendo. All of you other companies that are out there, listen, we love you. If you want to sponsor us, we will take that. Notice I wasn't letting you see what type of beer I was drinking. It's one of my favorite beers, but you won't know it until you want to give us some money for it.
Oh, I'm not gonna bottle anyway.
I already saw it.
I know that bottle. I know that bottle anyway.
I know. Also, Namco Bandai is the owners of Digimon's brand right now.
Yeah, they're the same people who make Namco Bandai makes all like the anime games like GBZ, One Punch Man, My Hero Academia. Yeah, they own all like the anime games except for Pokemon. Like that's the one that escaped them because that was Game Freak.
And which one is always the most popular? Just saying, this is all. You guys should team up.
I mean, whoa. I mean, Pokemon is very popular, but I think DBZ definitely got a bigger drawing. DBZ definitely has a bigger drawing power. But you're definitely right. With the Game Freak, definitely when it comes to Pokemon, Game Freak, what Game Freak and Nintendo did for Pokemon is amazing because they just had that one in his hand and they're just like, we're going to push it out, and then somehow Bandai Namco just got everything else. It's like, oh, we can't get Pokemon, so we just go ahead and wrap everything else and get it under our wing.
Listen, Bandai, they have an amazing, like the way they do their toys, everything's amazing. All I'm saying is, Jamil already dropped the knowledge on you. Nintendo, you already have Breath of the Wild. Basically, just reboot the engine and put in Digimon, and you guys got another hit on your hands. Just saying is all. Just saying is all. So,
Just saying should also be the name of the next Dragon Ball Z game.
So
I like it.
Those are some words of wisdom from the Anime Brothers. That's free. Remember, Resurrect Digi, Sony, or Nintendo. Annie out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Also do that, and then Annie out.
Peace.
Peace.